in some regard. There will always be a curb from relevance, and in which that there will be a peak and then there won't be a fall off, because 75 years is we're likely not alive, right? In theory, right? In relevance. So like there's no like through space time we can come up and then like we'll in theory like we come up like this and that's it. Right? Like so like understanding this scale of spectrum on space time traversable to E, right, to equal time, which time equals 75, right? That even if this space time E equals 100 kilometers, 100,000 kilometers, right? Doesn't matter, right? We'll only ever be able to fraction on a side if we have that as a box, and we have a box that is 100,000 kilometers light years across. Then if we draw a line directly through the middle of that box, and we try and draw a measurement from the start of that box at the start of the line joins the box out 75 years, we only go out with 75 years, up 75 years, and down 75 years in a degree of freedom, right? And within that relevance, all right, as I said, like we start like a spaceship, and we from that like we ascend a generation based on that. We won't be able to. We might be able to extend to 75, but we won't be able to create the same width, right? Because observable view of distance, right? We have a destination point based on parameter scale on traversable distance based on t, right? 75 years. So we would only kind of like peak. We kind of draw another little box on top of that that kind of makes it look like a little pyramid. And now we have this box with a line through it with this tiny little box and then a little tiny box above that box. And you kind of see like a little, looks like a little skyscraper, right? And then the rest of this, right, becomes observable view. Beyond this observable view equals 0, right? Before this observable view equals distance, right? This equals, if for some reason we exist at light speed, by based on our time, right, equals 75, right? But we're not talking about humans, we're talking about particles, right? We're talking about things that we can create and not create, right? This particle lifespan on this grid, right, in theory, will exist as long as there's a constant, right? Constant can equal anything, right?